everybody. Welcome back to Manning Up in the Kitchen. I'm your host, and tonight I'll be also cooking uh, during this show. I want to thank all of you all for indulging us over the last few weeks as we've been out in the community with Manning Up in the Kitchen. First started out the Rochelle's Place Coffee Bar in Centerpoint. Then we made our ways to Michael's Restaurant, downtown Birmingham by Railroad Park. Then we made it to Social Village with our sister Fatima Shabazz down in Bessemer. And after that, the next week we were in Bessemer again with Brother Abdul and with his food truck, Hollywood Grill. And then on last week we had the honor, 2 weeks ago, the honor of having Chef Daniel Knight, the date night chef here and Manning Up in the Kitchen. Please, please, please make your way to these various businesses and frequent them, spend some money with them to show your support. Manning Up in the Kitchen, tonight, as I mentioned, I'm the only person in the kitchen, so I won't be introducing anyone else. So it'll be me tonight cooking a very special meal. As I promoted this Manning Up in the Kitchen event, I did put out there that my family lost a very special loved one that meant so much to us, Mr. David Booker, who worked many, many years, and some of you probably remember him when I met him, who he worked for, was Empire Seafood. He'd been in that white truck from the time I was a little boy until a man. I saw our cousin, our family member, David Booker. So tonight we want to just pay homage to him and show his family how much our family and our community appreciate what their father has done for this community, and also thank you for sharing him with us for all these years. I also mentioned that, hey, what would I be cooking tonight? What would be the special entree tonight? And since our family member spent so many years with Empire Seafood, I just found it very befitting just to fix a dish tonight that had the featured entree would be salmon. And this is a sockeye salmon that's very good and very nutritious. So Manning Up in the Kitchen being sponsored tonight by Breast Cancer Awareness 365 and also Amir Universal Studios here in Birmingham, Alabama, the 205. So in a few minutes, I'll begin to prepare to cook the salmon, the sockeye salmon. And one of the things I wanted to make sure that as we approach, to me, this is more of a sanctuary when I come into the kitchen, because it's very, very important what we prepare for our families, our loved ones, intentionally prepare that will give them the nutritional value to keep this temple operating properly. I have the book on the countertop, How to Eat to Live, by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. This is book 1, and there's a book 2. Very profound information, knowledge in this book that will give us guidance on how we can stay in accord with God's will as far as what He wanted us to eat and how to eat to live. So right now I have some asparagus right here. I have my sockeye salmon here, and I have already blanched some carrots because it'll take a little longer for the carrots. So I already washed the asparagus. So now I'm just going to put most of them. I'm going to oil this Pyrex dish here. With a little extra virgin olive oil. Now these asparagus have a lot of nutritional value, and it's very low on calories. It's a good antioxidant for our health. It also helps reduce and get rid of the free radicals that really lead to disease. And when we say the word disease, that means the body is not at ease. The goal is to keep our body at peace, our minds at peace, so we can have a peaceful quality of life. Not without trials and tribulations, that's a part of it, but without some of the unnecessary diseases that negatively affecting the quality of life of many of us. So tonight I'm going to prepare something that's very easy to prepare. Uh, right here I have some garlic powder that I will be just sprinkling some garlic powder. Um, on the asparagus. Garlic is very, very good for us. We can never eat too much garlic, as in this book by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, as well as onions. They're very good for our heart and many other things. So I do have that, and I'm gonna put just a little uh, Himalaya salt. Just a little. I'm not gonna put too much. Some people think that more is better. Sometimes more is not better. Because all foods have their own natural seasoning, and we don't want to overdo it. They have flavor. One thing I learned about asparagus, it takes about uh, 2 years, sometimes 3 years for asparagus to grow. Ain't that interesting? Stay in the earth for a very long time. So I'm going to put my asparagus in the oven. About 11 minutes. 11 minutes is fine. It's going to be ready. And it won't take that long for my salmon. Another Pyrex dish. These are very good to cook with. I got some of my stems from my asparagus in this one. I just want to clean those out. Even if I didn't, it was okay because asparagus, they just mixed in. But we do know presentation is everything. So I have my sockeye salmon. A sockeye salmon is from the Pacific Ocean. It's in its natural habitat. There are a lot of salmon that are being made that's farm raised, and unfortunately, they don't have the best of its natural properties as the salmon. This is sockeye salmon. I really love sockeye salmon, so I thought I'd prepare it tonight. And I'm just going to put just a little Himalaya salt. Just a little bit. And I'm going to put a little black pepper. I'm going to put a little of this oil on that, but I'm going to get my skillet prepared. I'm going to go with like a medium heat. With that, I'm going to put some of this extra virgin olive oil. Also, I'm going to put some of that on the salmon. So salmon, this sockeye salmon has a lot of good omega-3 fatty acids. Those are natural ingredients from nature. And so with those natural ingredients or properties, this sockeye salmon, I'm intentionally knowing what it should be doing for my body. and also for my family. Uh, it's good for the heart, and also it's good, as they call, brain food. Uh, so yeah, so I'm gonna get ready to put in. I'm gonna skip my pan seared. After I put my on the oil my pan, uh, put some oil in it. And I don't want a lot of oil in my pan. I just want enough so it wouldn't stick. So now I'm gonna take my sockeye salmon and I'm gonna turn its skin up. I'm gonna let this just cook. I want it to cook probably about uh, 4 minutes on one side. Now, a lot of times when people cook the sockeye salmon or salmon in general, it's not the easiest to cook it to balance it out so you can cook the middle part. So a lot of times people will cook the sockeye salmon uh, quite a bit on both sides, and to really get into the heart of it, the middle of it, they will put it in the oven, and they'll finish it up by roasting it in the oven. You gotta be very patient with your pan seared. Some people say pan fried. You want to be very careful with it. I don't want to touch it for now. Um, I just want to develop a good um, crust eventually on that side. Eventually, I will flip it to this side. Now, back to Cousin David as we let this cook. I did visit him about 3 weeks ago in the hospital, and I had the honor to have him to myself. That's very difficult. Not that I was trying, because the family is humongous. Yeah, humongous family. I pulled up to see him, and Sharon and her children were leaving. She said, "My dad is up there. He's by himself." And so, with our elders, when we have a moment in time with them, we should try to do all we can to ask them different questions, because they really have forgotten so much of what they know. Um, so when you start asking them questions, then they'll start going back into the memory. But I did ask him, I said, Cousin David, when did you start working for Empire Seafood? He said, oh, well, I was working for this one place, and then he said he started working for Empire back in 1968. And I said, wow. And I told him, I said, well, David, I was born in 1968. He said, for real? I said, yep. So if I had to ask him questions like that, I would have never found out uh, that the year that I was born, I know he had been working there a long time, but he started working for Empire Seafood in 1968. So my asparagus are cooking. They got roughly 3 more minutes. I think now I'm gonna turn my salmon over. see it. Um, see some of the natural fat. It's right there. It's turning white. Now I'm going at to bring the heat. Since heat rises, now I have the skin down, and the heat gonna continue to rise up. So we worked on it from the top. Now we're working on it from the bottom. So this is a lot of times I don't pan sear. I'm really doing this for cooking purposes tonight. Um, it's a lot quicker, not a lot, but it's somewhat quicker than oven, roasted in the oven. But I did just want to show this process of pan searing uh, the salmon. So I don't know if y'all can hear a little jazz music in the background now, but that's very good music, but it's when we cook it because this is um, gonna take a little time, but not a whole lot of time. I look forward to indulging in that. So I want to see how it's coming, and it's coming just like I want. And asparagus are coming just like I want them also. All right, I'm gonna take the asparagus on out the oven. These are asparagus, and they look like they're gonna be very tender. I think about 1 or 2 more minutes, we're gonna be ready to eat. So typically with salmon, a lot of people have the asparagus or broccoli. Some don't always have to have a starch when we eat. And another thing I probably will cook in the future was a cauliflower type dish that reminds you of the mashed potatoes. And it has a lot of good properties in it too. So tonight I just took it easy and I'm just gonna fix asparagus. I blanched some carrots. They're already ready. And also I have salmon. Now what I'm gonna do as I get ready to take it off, I'm just gonna squeeze a little juice, a little lemon juice onto my salmon. So now I'm gonna turn this off because now I'm gonna take the salmon and I'm gonna go this way. As you see it, just gonna take that and put it here. See how pretty that looks? I'm gonna take a few of my asparagus. Just a few of them. I'm just gonna add them to my plate. So like that. And then I'm gonna take some of my blanched carrots. I'm gonna add this orange color. So I got my little reddish pink. I have my green. And guess what else I got? I got a happy fork and a very happy knife. So I'm gonna turn my entree around just to see. I think it's the entree. Wow. That's perfectly cooked. My opinion. Mm-hmm. So we all heard I talked about the properties that's in the salmon, nutritional properties and value, also the asparagus. And we've always heard since we were little children. Oh, my fork went right through there. Now watch this. Went right through. So we've heard that the carrots are good for our eyes and other things. So less than 15 minutes. The asparagus were 11 minutes. The salmon about 10 maybe. Not blanched. carriage. Blanchard means I brought them to a boil, a real heavy boil, and then I had some ice water in the boiler that was already ready to cool that uh, carrots down real good. And also it helped to make it be very soft. So tonight, we're at Man Up in the Kitchen again with myself, Brother Amir, Tracey, Muhammad. I have been honored. You honored me with your presence tonight. Looking forward to other guests who will be on our show very, very soon. A lot of surprise guests. Also, we'll be going out into the community with our show. And also, we'll have guests coming here and manning up in the kitchen. I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. Hope you decide, if you have not, to cook this meal. I will be putting the recipe on the Man It Up in the Kitchen site, Facebook page. So if you want to go and prepare this meal for your family or yourself, man, I almost feel like the date night chef tonight. This is a very good meal, Brother Daniel Knight. Again, Man It Up in the Kitchen, Brother Amir, Tracey, Muhammad. Again, to our family, may God continue to bless you, strengthen you of the loss of our cousin, the father, our brother, our loved one, Mr. David Booker, who was a staple in this Birmingham community. Thank you, God, for blessing us with him for as long as you did. To God be the glory. Have a good night.